Here's your winner, the man, Becky
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoon's Delight. So, interesting match, interesting night, by the way. First of all, I just want to say this. I loved Raw tonight. Raw was excellent tonight. Very entertaining all the way through. This was a good way to wrap up the show. Steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Bayley, who had damage control on the side. So she had Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai ringside. So remember that. But they're in the steel cage, so Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai will have to climb up, and Dakota Kai was selling the injury that she suffered at the Rumble and against Becky Lynch. Actually, in real life, she actually did injure her knee at the Rumble, but on the screen, they played the injury further that Becky did some damage to it last week on her birthday last week. So that's the way they played it out on the screen. But she wasn't too hurt, though, because she was walking around with crutches this week, trying to really sell the injury, which is funny. So, anyways, we get to the match, and very, very, very entertaining match. Very good stuff. The crowd got into it as we got towards the end. So let's pick it up from there, man. So we had a spot where Bayley climbed up to the top of the cage looking like she was about to get the victory. But Lynch followed her up there, and both women ended up seated on top of the cage. So Lynch was doing some tactics where she was trying to make Bayley suffer a little bit, and she did a version of the Disarmer on top of the cage. Bayley fell to the mat, but like I said, this is why I mentioned them, man. Iyo Sky, Dakota Kai played a part, because Iyo Sky ended up climbing the cage. Remember, Dakota Kai selling an injury, so she couldn't climb the cage, but Iyo Sky did, and knocked Lynch back inside the cage. That was interesting, right? So then Kai, who's supposed to be injured, right, gives Bayley one of her crutches, who she ended up jabbing Lynch with it. But then the biggest surprise of the match, bro, biggest shocker of the night, Lita's interest. No, you know what? Biggest shocker of the night might have been Carmella winning that match, bro. I talked about that earlier if y'all want to go watch that video, but this is another shocker, though. I don't think anybody had Lita coming out. We hadn't seen Lita in almost a year. Remember, she was on SmackDown, too, the last time we saw her, so we hadn't seen her on Raw in quite some time. And I think she was supposed to originally been on Raw 30 a couple of weeks ago, too, but didn't make it. So, but anyways, Lita came out, man. I love seeing Lita. Lita's still my favorite all-time diva, women's wrestler in the WWE of all time. Like, nobody has surpassed her yet for me. She is the GOAT to me. But Lita ran out and pulled Sky off the side of the cage. Lita pulled Kai's other crotch away from her and hit Sky with it. And then Lita put Sky down with a twist of fate, bringing me back. That was nostalgia right there. That twist of fate. That was a pretty fun spot. And then Bayley tried to leave the door open. Then Lita just casually slammed it on her head, bro. That was funny, man. And then Lynch performed the manhandle slam on Bayley. And that was all she wrote for Bayley, man. Bayley's plan backfired. So this went a little bit over 15 minutes. Now, let's go to the poll, because it was an interesting poll, because 88% of y'all voted in favor of Becky Lynch. By the way, good turnout, almost 700 votes, 58 likes. I thank y'all for voting. 88%. So normally, look, this is the thing, though. I gotta be honest with y'all. Y'all was lucky with this one, because normally when y'all vote like this, y'all be looking so wrong when Bayley had won the match, right? So, but you kind of knew with the way everything was going on in the storyline that Becky was going to win. You knew that Becky was going to win, bro. So things kind of went the way it did because, like I said, Becky been taking nothing but L's against Damage Control since Damage Control been a group. I think I only saw like Becky get over on like maybe 2 times last week, and then I think like after the Rumble, during the Rumble and after the Rumble, like that was the only few times I seen Becky actually get over on Damage Control. So I knew a win was coming up soon for Becky Lynch, but it was just lovely to see Lita, man. Give me y'all thoughts, man. We're going to wrap this up, man. Okay, you guys, make sure y'all going ahead and hit the like button, comment, and share the video. Also, make sure you guys also donate to the channel by hitting the thanks button below, or you can hit up the Cash App, $SAC Exchange, to send any donation to the Cash App. Here are the top donators, and you can fit yourself in this list at any time if you donate at least $2 or more. Thank you. So yeah, man, next video, we're going to talk a lot more about Lita because there's some things I want to talk about after this week and what's next for Damage Control, what's next for Becky. Because I wonder if this is the start of a little storyline because this could be a WrestleMania match, y'all. We'll talk about it in that video. I'll leave it for that video. But good match here. Good night of Raw. Good way to close out Raw. Surprise like this. They did it up. And I had a feeling, bro, somebody was going to come out. Either somebody's going to come out for Damage Control or somebody's going to come out for Becky. Because remember, the way they played this whole like feud up was that Becky had no friends or whatever, or had nobody backing her up from the locker room because Bayley was like, Bayley was like, where's your friends? You know, that evil laugh she got. She's like, where's your friends? So Lita ended up being a friend she didn't expect to count on for this one, man. So I loved it. But this, I don't think this feud is over, man. I think it's gonna continue all the way through at least like WrestleMania because we're probably gonna have a draft at the WrestleMania that'll end it pretty much there. But I've been liking it because it's been one of the more consistent storylines and feuds that they've had since SummerSlam on Raw, like that actually made some sense. Like this has been the only one, so like this is pretty good, man. But we're gonna talk about Lita next. Thank y'all for watching this one. After dudes to like.